Hey guys, this is oh my god, terrible introduction. This is Dan coming at you with another haul video. So I just didn't just get back. I went to PhillyCon this weekend, like I mentioned before. So it's like a late Monday night. I figured I'd go through um, my haul and just show you guys what I bought. I actually talked about all the stuff I bought on the Students of Shield YouTube channel. So as they promoted me, I figured I'd promote them. So go check out their stuff. If you guys are into comics or whatever, they do a lot of comic book reviews. I'm also featured on some of the podcasts that they've done as well. So a lot of good stuff on that channel. So definitely check it out. But like I said before, me, Vince, Mike, and Matt last night did a haul video, and it was kind of fast, so we kind of went through stuff. I didn't want to hold them up by going into so much detail about the books that I bought, so that's kind of what this video is about, is just me going through it a little bit more detail, a little bit more stuff, just talk about. So it might sound kind of familiar with the video from the Students of Shield site, but this is for my channel separately. I figured, if I made a wish list for the PhillyCon 2018, I might as well show my haul. So without further ado, let's get started. As always, I will start with the single issues, and I'll work my way down to the bigger collections. This is probably going to be exactly in order as what we did yesterday. So the first issue I got was Avengers 213. And this is the Court Martial of Yellow Jacket. And this is not a great, but like a iconic moment in Avengers history. This is when, Hank slapped Jan. So excited to have this. I actually bought it for an issue, I bought it for $1. I don't know where my mind is right now. So pretty cool issue to have. I'm still trying to hunt down the Yellow Jacket trade, which I know is super out of print. Hopefully Marvel releases an Epic collection or reprints it or something. I know it's a really sensitive topic, but I'm excited to have this, so we'll see how it goes. Next issue is Avengers 346. And I know a lot of people are thinking, damn, why would you buy this? This is a random issue. Well, it's actually part of the Operation Galactic Storm storyline. It's part 12. And I actually really, really like this event. I know some people think it's meh. The ending is really cool. What the Avengers team does after they've kind of won, I guess. And it trickles over into Kurt Busiek's run on Avengers and Iron Man. So it's really exciting to see how this happens. You can see here in this issue, Deathbird assassinating the leaders of the Kree Empire. So cool. We'll see. Captain America on the cover, Hercules. Third book I got, which I actually got for free. I bagged and boarded it because what the hell, is DC Nation #0. I got it free from a vendor, so I figured I'd just hold on to it. Looks kind of interesting. It has a Joker story in it, Superman, so we'll see. Like I said before, I don't know when I'm going to get around to reading my single issues. And then, we get into Iron Man Volume 1 books that I picked up to steadfastly pick up more books and continue that quest to get all of Iron Man Volume 1. So this is Iron Man 304 Crash and Burn, featuring Thunderstrike. So cool cover. I haven't read this material, so I'm excited. So we'll see how this goes. Next one is Iron Man 312. And this is part of the Hands of the Mandarin storyline. So like I mentioned at the Second and Charles haul that I went to about a week ago, I picked up some books, I think, from there that were Hands of the Mandarin. Yeah, I think I picked up like a Forceworks issue that was part of that. But this is really cool. This is actually, I think this is actually the last issue of that storyline. So cool. Put him so far away from me. Okay, cool. Next issue is Iron Man 317. Yet again, another issue from Iron Man that I haven't read yet. So excited to see how it goes. You know, you got the classic three suits in this issue. You got Titanium Man, Crimson Dynamo, and Iron Man. You know, it's funny. Actually, a few weeks ago at Free Comic Book Day, I bought Iron Man. I think 23. That actually featured the three of them on the cover as well. So, you know, this is like like 25 years later, but cool. Next one, and this is the last one I got from Iron Man Volume 1, was Iron Man 322. So this is getting really up there in terms of, you know, the last issues of this run, of this volume. The series went until 332, and then the crossing happened, all that stuff. So, cool. Looks kind of cool. We'll see. And then I actually picked up an annual, which I'm excited I bought because I actually looked at my database. I actually own Iron Man annuals 5 through 14 now, so that's kind of cool. This one I remember reading in, I think it was in an Epic collection. I could be wrong. One of Denny O'Neil's Epic collections, I think. But yeah, you can see here Goliath. You know, the original guy played Power Man, Eric Jostin. I should know what this is by now, Jostin. But yeah, you can see him on the front cover. That's Rhodey in the armor, I believe. You have Hawkeye and Wonder Man. Wonder Man looking kind of helpless there. You can see. So cool. And then the next stuff we get some Iron Man stuff. So more. This is actually all of Iron Man Volume 3 stuff. So I think I only have one more issue, or like 1 or 2 issues left of Kurt Busiek's whole run. Kurt Busiek and Roger Stern's whole run of Iron Man Volume 3. So got 14 featuring Ronan and Fantastic Four. So kind of cool. Iron Man 15, Volume 3, number 15, Nitro, who we all know would go on to be the catalyst. Nitro would be the villain that would start off the Civil War by blowing up the school in Stamford, Connecticut. Iron Man Volume 3, number 17, featuring Fin Fang Foom, a very old Iron Man villain, featured in John Byrne's run, featured in a lot of Tales of Suspense stuff, early Iron Man stuff, so really cool to have that issue. I really like this issue, by the way. Iron Man number 18, so Warbird, stuff like that. Yeah, this issue's kind of, it's all right. Issue 19. This is not Rhodey. This is someone that's contracted in the War Machine armor that's trying to take down Tony, so kind of cool. Another cover with the War Machine armor from Kurt Busiek's run. This cover is pretty cool. Iron Man number 23. This is part of like a 3-part, I think it's 3 parts, Ultimo storyline. Yeah, so you can see here, Ultimo's coming out of the water. Ultimo's another really old Iron Man villain. And I was actually thumbing through this again because I remember reading it. I was looking through it again. The best thing I love about Kurt Busiek's run on Iron Man is that he's so attentive to past history of just Marvel in general. You know, there's a whole page or 2 that recaps like all of Iron Man's encounters with Ultimo. So I do appreciate Kurt Busiek's appreciation for the rich history of the character. So, you know, and actually one of the storylines that Iron Man gets tagged into, the Live, Free or Die, that's like kind of like a semi-sequel to like, well, it directly is influenced off of what the events that happened in Operation Galactic Storm, which I won't spoil what happened in there, but you know, it's kind of cool to see how it trickles over into another volume of a book. Anyway, excuse me, Iron Man number 24. So this is Ultimo breaking loose. And then we get Iron Man: The Iron Age, and I think Maseko and Charles Hall from a few weeks ago. I actually picked up the first one, number one. This is also in the Kurt Busiek omnibus. I just wanted to have it in single issues. I think I paid $1 for this, so I didn't break the bank on it. So that's cool. Have both of those issues now. They're really thick too, like I said, as a spine. So it'd be cool to have in my collection. Just a 2-issue series. And I didn't actually buy this at the con, but I bought this at my local shop the day after because it's not like I actually need to get more bags and boards. I didn't buy any comics or anything. I just got more supplies for my collection. But I actually finished reading the first 2 trades of this series, and I found this issue there for like $2, so I picked it up. It's a really great cover. I'm probably going to do a Cool Cover Friday submission with one of the covers from this series because it's so cool. All the covers are just red, black, and white. So really simplistic. So this is when Scarlet Witch goes to Tokyo. And then we get into some Uncanny issues, which I was able to pick up for $3. I'm only picking up issues of stuff that I've read because I want to have that whole set. I'm nowhere near there. I'm just trying to grab stuff when I can see it for cheap. So I picked up Uncanny X-Men numbers 170, and this is when Storm fights the Morlocks. And the Morlocks would go on to be featured in many other storylines, but a really cool concept that Chris Claremont came up with back then. And good character development for Storm, who I believe is the leader at this point. I'm not sure. Well, Cyclops is on the cover, so I don't know if he's the leader again, but yeah. And then we have X-Men number 175, which is Madeline Pryor being fucked with in the head by, I forget what his name is. Wingard, I think that's his name. The guy who manipulated the original Jean Grey and like the Hellfire Club, and then that's what sparked off the Dark Phoenix and all that shit. But this is when Madeline Pryor becomes Phoenix for a hot second. This cover's not great. It's a little busy for my taste, but for what it's worth, I got it. So I don't think this is when they get married. I think that 176 is the next issue when they get married. Madeline Pryor and Cyclops, that is. And then that's when the roller coaster starts, I guess. That whole Madeline Pryor thing, when I first read that, that's a little weird, and looking Cyclops going up to Alaska and being like, hey, this chick looks a lot like Jean. I guess I'm going to fuck her now. Anyway, so that's all my single issues. So got to pick up a lot of cool stuff. Like I said before, great to find some more Iron Man stuff. It's getting to the point now where I have almost everything from like 140-ish to like 290-ish. So I have that gap completely filled, and now it's just going to be trying to fill up the very last issues, and then going back, from 140 back, which is going to be tough because all those issues are going to be very expensive. So I'm probably going to have to pace it out a little bit more, maybe like one every few weeks or something. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm stealthily getting there. Hopefully one day we'll find all of them. But yeah. So the first trades I got. So there was this one store that was at the con that was really cool. They had 5 for 20 deal. So I bought 10 trades. So I got these 10 trades for $40, which is pretty good. $4 a book. You're not going to find them any cheaper, I don't think, online. So I was able to pick up Scarlet Witch, Volume 2 series that she had in 2015. So this collects numbers 1 to 5. You can see here, like I was saying before, that issue that I showed. It's really cool. Really cool series. It kind of jumps around a lot. There's not really this one. The first book has kind of like a little arc with the Emerald Warlock, which was, I guess, kind of cool. I guess it's kind of funny. It's kind of a little too on the nose for me, I guess. Scarlet Witch, Emerald Warlock. But I thought it was pretty fun. Another thing that bothers me about these books, and I mean, for what it's worth, it means whatever. But each issue in this book has a different artist, and I don't know if that was intentional or if that was something that just happened, I guess. But it's kind of derailing a little bit. Like I kind of like consistency in terms of art for my story for my books, so it's kind of a little jarring sometimes to get used to someone else's art. But it's kind of cool. Had the Minotaur and all that stuff, so pretty out there stuff. And this is volume 2. So this has a bunch of stuff. Talks. It kind of centers around this character named the Wu, or yeah, it's called the Wu. She's in Tokyo. Her mom was actually the original Wu, and then now her daughter is a police officer who actually uses guns, and then within her guns, like she uses her magic hex, so that way she kind of honors her mom, who was the original Wu, and her dad, who was a police officer. So that's kind of cool. So she gets to explore that with them. Then you have some other cool stuff. The first issue has a story with this dude who can fly, and he's sad that his wife died, and so he wants to kill himself. And then Scarlet Witch summons a spell to bring the wife back and kind of tell the husband, like, don't kill yourself, just to show off some of the art. Pretty cool. So yeah, that was a pretty good series. Now I just got to hunt down the 3rd volume, and that collects 11 to 14. So finish off the series, but yeah, we'll see how it is. So my first material reading Scarlet Witch stuff. I mean, I've read her in Avengers, the really early Avenger stuff, and then into Final Threat, Epic Collection, and then Galactic Storm. She's kind of fucking around with Wonder Man, because I guess she's estranged from Vision at that point. So I've also read the Vision miniseries, or the Avengers, or the Vision and Scarlet Witch miniseries, the original one. I still got to read the 12 issue one, which I have, so I'm gonna read that eventually. But yeah, I'm done with Scarlet Witch now. So this is Silk, Clone Conspiracy, Volume 3. Volume 3 of her book that's called The Clone Conspiracy. So we'll see how it goes. Clone Conspiracy kind of stimulates sadness for some people, but I got the first three volumes, 0, 1, and 2. I don't know why they did that, but this is 3. So I have all 4 volumes of that. So excited to read it. We'll see. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I kind of want to dive into these other Spider-Verse characters, I guess you want to call them, whatever. I'll put the trades down here so I don't get them ruined. I gotta put these all back now. After I'm done with this video, I gotta find out where to put all this shit now, so we'll see. So next one, Spider-Woman, Civil War 2. So this is another Spider-Woman trade that I picked up for cheap, $4. This is pretty recent, from 2015. I guess bled into 2016 because that's when the Civil War 2 storyline came out. Looks pretty cool. Some pretty cool art. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, the only exposure I have with Spider-Woman is from like Fractions Hawkeye, which is really minimal. Like I said before, the Spider-Woman from the Ultimate Universe is pretty weird. I'm actually finishing that series up soon, hopefully. Ultimate Spider-Man, that is. Another Spider-Woman trade, New Duds. This is a little bit before the trade I just showed. This is before Secret Wars and all that stuff. So, we'll see how it goes. These trades are pretty cheap. Like, I found, you can probably find these anywhere for a pretty cheap price. And it's like Spider-Woman. What can I say? Next one I found is S.H.I.E.L.D. Perfect Bullets. This is the Volume 1 book. I have Volume 2. I've read the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series that came out in 2015 that ran alongside Civil War 2. This is the series that came out before that, I guess. Or I guess it came out, I don't know if it came out beside it. It says 2015, so I don't know if it went into the Civil War time, but from what I've heard, it's cool because I guess Coulson teams up with somebody every issue. And it's cool because I know these characters, from the TV show, so it's not gonna be hard trying to figure out who they are as characters, trying to figure out the characterization, all that stuff. So cool. I have like a pretty good shield collection at this point. I'm still trying to get some more classic stuff, like the Lee and Kirby collection that has the original Shield stuff. But yeah, I had like Secret Warriors, which kind of is like Shield, I guess, but not really. Next one is Spidey Volume 2. And this collects, 7 to 12 of that series that came out in, I want to say it came out in 2015. It was like a series that launched with Amazing Spider-Man Worldwide, I think. And it's like set in an alternate universe. We discussed this all yesterday, but it's for this book. It's best just to suspend disbelief and just take it for what it is. It's just Peter in high school, and just reimagining, having Harry and Gwen in high school with him, which doesn't make sense, I know, but we'll see. The first trade was a pretty fun book, a lot of quipping, but that's Spider-Man, so kind of expect that. The next two books I'll show. I got some more Star-Lord stuff. So I have volumes 1 and 4 of his series, which is funny because like I think this book got like relaunched. So like volumes 1 to 4 technically are like 2 different series, I think. Yeah, because like this is volume 2, and then it collects Legendary Star-Lord number 6 to 12, and then it ends. And then we get into volume 3, which collects Star-Lord numbers 1 to 5 from 2015. So I think they just bundled these all together, because this is not called Legendary Star-Lord. It's just called Star-Lord. So I think they just put it on there just so they could have all the continuity. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Marvel. I think Star-Lord's on his like 3rd series since Guardians came out in 2014. So that's pretty crazy. Like that's almost 1 series a year for Star-Lord. Obviously they're trying to capitalize off of the movie, and I guess from the fact that they've had to reboot his series all the time means that it's not good. But I'll be the judge of that. Obviously this triggers some people because Star-Lord's with Kitty Pryde and all that stuff. I know some people don't like that, so we'll see. It might be dog shit. We'll find out. And this is this is the 2016 series that came out, and I'm really glad I found this because I actually saw this at a store and it was full price, and I didn't want to buy it, but I actually really liked it. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually a pretty big Star-Lord fan. I mean, next to Iron Man and Spider-Man, he's probably like my 3rd favorite hero from the movies. I've read a older collection of his original stuff, which I know now is a different type of Star-Lord, and I'm excited to read when I get around to doing my Guardians marathon, starting with number 1 from like 1980 something, or 1990. I'm not sure when the series came out. I'm gonna work my way up through the original Guardians with like Yondu and Charlie 27, I think his name is, all those characters, and I'm gonna work my way up through Annihilation, and then read the post-Annihilation Guardians with the team that we know from the movies. So I'm excited, to read some more material about Star-Lord, especially now since this will be a little bit more focused on the characterization from the movie and from the Abnett and Lanning, series with the Guardians. So, like I said before, last week, a week and a half ago, I bought the New Warriors Classic Volume 1, and I said before I was going to buy Volume 2, or I think it was Volume 2 or Volume 3, but it was like $11, and I'm so glad I waited because I actually got Volumes 2 and 3 for $12 combined, so $6 a book. This was $5, this was $7. That's cool. We'll see. I like classic Marvel stuff, so I want to see what this is all about. I gotta get back to reading some more classic, art from this era, because I've read a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man stuff and kind of burnt out on that a little bit, so might need to go back to some classic stuff. This might not be the first thing I go to, but it's definitely gonna be on that list. So Now I just need to collect. I think there's another trade that collects some stuff a little bit after these two trades end. This collects up to New Warriors number 17. The reason why there's only 17 issues in all three of these collections is because there's a lot of annuals, I think, in like one of them that the New Warriors are involved in. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I might buy that trade that collects a bigger gap afterwards. Okay, so the next book I bought was Inhumans, and to many, this is considered one of the best Inhumans books written. This is by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee. Sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, this is just Inhumans, the 1998 series from numbers 1 to 12. So pretty thick book. Got it for $8, and this is probably going to be maybe one of my only Inhumans books. I don't know. I've heard the series Inhuman by, I think it's Soul. Could be wrong. I heard that was really good, so I might pick that up. But yeah, I'm not really familiar a lot with the Inhumans. I've seen it. They've been in like a few books. Like I think they were featured in the Kree Scroll War at the end. Like Black Bolt came down and did some shit on Earth and something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, we'll see. This might be my first exposure to Inhumans, so I want to make sure it's a good exposure. Okay, let me just get this pile figured out a little bit. Okay, so the next book I picked up, this is actually something I have on my list too, which is nice to always check off, is Absolute Vision Book 2, or Volume 2, whatever you want to call it. And this is a thick book, about the size of an Epic Collection. It's about 430-some pages, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, might be around 400. I picked it up for $5, which is awesome. So I'm definitely going to try to find the first volume now. If I find the first volume for like $20, that's still going to be a deal between the two of these. Paying $25 for, like 25, 30 issues. So just some classic Avenger stuff. Volume 1. This kind of kicks off Roger Stern's run on Avengers, and for anyone who hasn't read any Avenger stuff, Roger Stern's run is really great. It's collected in two Epic collections, Under Siege and Judgment Day, which you can pick up online for like $40 combined. But yeah, this is like right before that, so I'm excited to read it. I've kind of jumped around a little bit with Avenger stuff, so it's nice to be able to find books like this for pretty cheap and kind of collecting a straight run of stuff. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know how long I'm going to wait to try to find a good deal on Volume 1 before I cave and just go buy it on IST or something. So I picked up some Epic collections, which is nice because there were a lot of Epic collections at this one place, but I just didn't really feel like pulling the trigger on a lot of them. There wasn't stuff that I was like really crazy about, and some of them were actually kind of expensive. I mean, like not expensive, but like the discount wasn't as great what I can get online. But I only picked up stuff that I wanted / had a good price. So this was for $16, and this is the Captain America Justice is Served Epic Collection. And this is actually continuing off of Mark Grunwald's run on Captain America. So I think this directly follows after the Society of Serpents Epic Collection, which I already own. So this would be cool to have as a straight run. I know Marvel just released the Bloodstone Hunt Epic Collection, so that's kind of on the tail end of his run. So I'm going to try to get that. And I think there's one more Epic Collection that has his stuff. I think it's Streets of Poison, which I might already, yeah, I already have that. So, I have a feeling that Marvel will probably collect all of Grunwald's stuff into Epic Collections, since they're so close to getting it done. His run is like, I think he holds the record for the longest run for Captain America. I think even longer than Brubaker. I could be wrong though. But yeah, so cool. It's always nice to pick up these big collections. These go for a $40 cover price, and I got it for $16, which is crazy. So yeah, And last but not least, got another epic collection, which is Thor, War of the Pantheons. And I wasn't aware that this actually followed the omnibus of Walter Simonson. But once I found that out, I immediately jumped on this and grabbed it because, I'm always for that, trying to get that readathon and trying to get that straight run of issues. So this is gonna be nice. Between the omnibus and then this, it's gonna be about maybe 60, 70 issues straight of Thor stuff for me to read. So excited to read this. It's kind of cool because I don't really own. I think this is actually my first Thor Epic collection. I don't think I've ever bought a Thor Epic collection before, but that's going to change soon. So I really want to, between these two guys, I've read almost all of Iron Man stuff, so I can't really read any more stuff than I have to. I mean, I got to read the Doom Epic collection, but it's nice to know, like, especially coming out of this con, that I could find stuff for Captain America and Thor, because they're the other two parts of the Marvel Triumvirate. So I really want to read more stuff about them and find out what they're all about. And these collections help me get there. So we'll see. Some really cool art on the back. So I picked this up for $15. So when you see the deals, you gotta jump on them. So that is my haul. The only other thing I bought was a Iron Man keychain. He's kind of in like a karate pose, which is kind of cool, but I'm not gonna show that on camera. It's on my book bag, so I'm tired. So that's been my haul, guys. Overall, I think I spent about $130. I want to say. I also bought a souvenir cup for this like soda, the cream soda root beer type of place, which is really awesome. I filled it up like 3 or 4 times, so I got my money's worth there, I guess, a little bit. Bought a sandwich for lunch, so that was also a cost. Other than that, that was pretty much my whole day. I don't know if anyone out there has been to the con, but it seemed to me, and I talked to some of my friends when we walked around, it seemed to me like there wasn't a lot of comic vendors this year. I don't know the reason behind that. I don't know if we just didn't see them or if they weren't actually there or whatever. But, compared to last year, there's a lot more vendors that were selling books last year. So I'm a little surprised about the turnout. I do plan on going to New York Comic Con with my friend. So hopefully, he tells me that it's a lot bigger with a lot more vendors. It's actually cheaper to get in. He said it's like $50 for a one-day admission compared to PhillyCon, which is $66 after all the fees are accounted for, which is kind of bullshit, but whatever. But yeah. So besides that though, I kind of made out pretty well. I got some stuff that I wanted. I'm not disappointed at all. Maybe a little disappointed in myself that I spent that much money and I don't have any self-control, but I actually almost spent more. There's a few things at that one vendor that I was thinking about buying that I just didn't pull the trigger on, but kind of having some regrets, I guess. But everything will come around. I have plenty of stuff I gotta read anyway, so I'm not gonna bitch. But yeah. So this has been my PhillyCon 2018 haul. So coming up probably next week, I'll either do my Iron Man single issues, my regular single issues, or I might just do my collection. I gotta go put this stuff away now, but we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned for that. So this has been Dan with a haul video. See you guys on the flip side.